Good morning. I I was yesterday I was on a Facebook and I seen a thing with the Memphis police, and I guess they were doing a sci-fi on their job. It had to do with they found somebody murdered when they was making fun. When I first came here, um, I was told by my cousin that was here before she died that you're not gonna make any female friends here. You're able to make guy friends, but you're not gonna make any female friends. And it's true. And I remember why the police, like for the last 6 years, really been harassing me. And in this neighborhood, it's been devastated so much by the lack of education, so much by it being annexed off by the city, so much that the cocaine that gets filtered in here. You have to. Memphis has always been known for trafficking. Either like I remember the guys telling me about how it was in the 50s, how it was in the 60s. It was a big trafficking for not only for drugs but for children, you know. But anyway, so I was looking at the sci-fi and I was recalling because this one cop I guess he thought he was going to date me or that I liked him. When I told him from the beginning I was just doing experiment, you know. I don't think they understand that experiment doesn't mean that. It just meant I was checking you out to see what type of person you are, which he turned out to be, even though he was an investigative policeman. It's so, so it's, I guess they do coke or something because I'm like he got coke behavior, so I couldn't deal with that, and that really pissed him off, Um, not I didn't tell him why, because he was stole a thief. Like they still wear stuff like your stuff, your underclothes. Anyway, can't deal with that. But he was going on about how like the Bronx, and so like I was trying to explain to him, yeah, I've been in the Bronx, but I didn't never live there, and I live there's, Manhattan is five separate islands, with a another part that continues up from like up uptown all the way up to the Canada. Anyway, or someplace close. But anyway, um, um, during the time that they harassed me, since I don't have a car, I walk, and like, and it's a very Christian area. And one thing I found out, since I left home, is in the Christian areas is so much prostitution. Over here, like the girls over here, as soon as they graduate from high school, they do like a couple of years over here on the pole and dancing. The girls come out thinking that they anyway. So I'm coming back from the store, getting supplies, and like I walk every day, not only for because I don't have a car, but also because it's good for my health. But I mean, they can't comprehend like because like they're right around over here. Like there's a crack. Like there's like on each street over here. There's like three churches, right? And next to each three churches is like a crack house. So there's like three crack houses, three churches, and then you always have the anyway. So I'm coming back from the store, or actually, I was coming back to get money. I have to, have to pay for the people to get things. So I have like almost like $200 on me to pay, or the 200 whatever to pay for the people to pay to do all the lots. So her idea of searching me is she pulls my shirt off. No, what she does is she pulls the top part of the shirt down, which I've always hated when guys tear up my clothes, because usually like but anyway, because I don't know. But anyway, so what she does is I could have had a whole kilo in my bra strap, right? Like I'm a small girl. So basically, what she does is she pulls the bra down like this, just so the titties will flap out. Her eyeballs pop out. Like here they really kill me with their with their like the way that they are overly sexed in such um, a way that it turns me off. But anyway, so I'm looking at her, right, and I guess she was trying to shade me or something. But anyway, so the other guy. So anyway, so I'm looking at her, and this is the lady that pulled me over. This is the lady that got disgusted because in the May 2010 when we had that flood. She's screaming at me on dry land about, you gotta evacuate, you gotta evacuate. And I had been sitting on the porch and drinking a cold drink, and I'm looking at them. All these people, the cops are running around, they're all screaming at me. Well, they got real upset because I'm trying to explain to them that I don't have to leave, or any of that, and I'm on dry land. So, I mean, it's like really I'm at the top of the hill. It's almost like on a 40-degree angle. So, and I'm looking down at the water. You're standing on dry land. I'm standing on dry land. And, you're worried about, but anyway, about what. So anyway, so already, so anyway, they have me sit in a car for a whole hour while they're waiting for a dog catcher. So you know, the dog they were talking about wasn't even mine. It's just a dog that followed me. But I found out that they're very scared of dogs. They don't have a comprehension of managing themselves. So anyway, so they said they were doing a frisk and search. So anyway, so I sit in the car and I'm basically getting sick because this lady is just disgusting. Basically, she's a disgusting whore. But I come to find, so anyway, right? So that passed. But anyway, there's 5 boroughs. I'm from Manhattan borough. My neighborhood said no Irish. Here in Memphis, it said no colored. So where I come from, the white people that came to off Edison Island, they were mostly indentured slaves, right? And then if they were females, they went right into the sex industry because that's what the wars have been fought by using women and children and drugs. Trafficking, using women and children in sex, and like stars that have managers that hook them up with these women and stuff like that. Then you got blackmail, embezzlement, extortion. It's a multi-million-dollar business, sex industry, and they're not nice. They're not nice. And you can see what they did to Michael Jackson. That's right. It has to do with a bunch of perverts. Because his father was taking him around to those doing shows and anyway, they're not. Anyway, the sex industry is an industry where the police department. There was this thing where I see it on TV where there was this girl that they found in Long Island in the marsh, and they had dumped her. And the 2 guys that were showing with her, I knew those 2. Well, I didn't know them personally, but I knew those 2 guys. They were she was at her house and just left and ran. Another guy goes right to my house. I mean, common sense. Even though it was obvious they were policemen, who else was going to move out there? Anyway, and then be mad at everybody else because they made a mistake. It's everybody else's fault. They don't have to think. But anyway, and they would find dead bodies washed up all the time because what happened is anyway, we closed down the sex industry, and then they ended up firing a whole bunch of policemen during that time. At least in our neighborhood, maybe they went. But anyway, the Bronx is different. You go to the Bronx, it's a lot of Dominicans. Yes, they're dark, my color, lighter than me, darker than me. Hair like me. And you got the Haitians, Dominicans. You got people from South America that come up there from Honduras and everything. So this is what you got like a lot in the Bronx. Okay, first of all, these white policemen that came over here, their parents came over here after World War I and all that. What happened? Hello? Oh yeah. After their parents came over for World War I, they were the sex industry. They came over uh, um, uh, as a group that had been in the war zone, and a group that had at a very young age been surrounded by death, destruction, and the type of mindset that thinks that it's okay. So anyway, they were in the wrong borough. They're like a 2 hour drive, or a 2 hour train ride from where they're talking about. And yeah, the police like to call like black people mutts, saying that we mixed and all this stuff, right? But whatever, they so like and the big thing about the police, they couldn't live. All right, the police in Memphis, you couldn't live your big toe, okay? But you could go ahead whenever time you want to go get you a hotel room over by Central Park somewhere on Fifth Avenue. Okay, go get you or if you can't afford that, go Columbia on the Columbia side, or anywhere in Hell's Kitchen. I remember when the police came in there talking about they were gonna make us all a gang. You know, like, oh well, y'all all hang together in big groups. Well, there's like a million people in New York, in like little island, because like Manhattan, right? It's New York. It's called New York. That's what it's called. So it's New York, New York named. Anyway, so like they don't know nothing about like it's 5 separate boroughs. To them, they can't comprehend it. Whatever they see on TV, they think that's the way it is. Well, they show a lot of different parts of New York on TV, and that's exactly it. They're different parts. But anyway, so that was like their thing. They were frisk and search. So like anyway, so basically, I just want to make sure I got my damn money back from these fools. You know what I'm saying? Because their eyeballs lit up with tents, their eyeballs lit up with money. It's all about everybody. They got to keep up with the jokes. This girl got this long hair. I don't know. I can't wait till hair extensions go out. Every time I know girls that start doing that hair extension when they first started doing that right after the Jerry curl, because like Jerry curl is supposed to make your hair grow. If you want to do your own hair in a Jerry curl, I can show you how to do it. All you gotta do is keep your hair wet, right? The best way to keep your hair wet is to take that either take some of that heavy pressing oil or any oil and put it on your ends. Right, the oil seals it and keeps it from breaking off. If you put it on your scalp, it causes your hair not to breathe as well, because your scalp is skin like anything else, and it's all continuous skin, and it has to breathe. So you will have natural oil. But first you have to put conditioner in it was wet, right? And you have to have it soaking wet when you and then the conditioner and just wring it out with the towel, and then just twist it and put grease on the ends. I'll show you how to do it, and you will bring out your natural curly, because black hair is naturally curly. Our thing is what we do is like we comb it when it's like dry, and if you ever take anything that's a spiral and you pull it, and like if you have it heated and you pull it, and you could make it go back to its shape. But if you just pull it while it's cold, keep it cold, it's not going to go back to its shape, because that's just the nature of things. But anyway, getting back to here. So I saw that video, and okay, now you got to imagine like at last, so there was no drugs. I don't know what they were searching me for. I guess to make sure I had titties, and I mean, when I can't even go to the doctors around, because like I guess like they wanted to put all my information. They sent me a letter actually stating that they're like anyway. So they want to they want to like I don't know what the problem is, but they messed up 2 computers, and they tore up my fence, killed my dog on my. Because she hated that dog. Cause like, why is the dog barking? Like the simple things that a person should know by the age of 5, like, probably before that, about dogs, bark, cats, and I mean, they were so gross, Anyway, the guy that was living in my place and that does not live on my property, they come over here so drunk, a crack addict, Well, he don't want anybody to know he a crack addict, so he go around drink a fifth of gin first and then do crack. So anyway, this fool. So anyway, I seen this video and it's like they don't understand. The police don't understand. I'm looking at it from the outside. I personally don't have nothing to do with it. Oh yeah, and this is the other thing. So like they don't see no eye with me. So you're a lesbian. The whole thing of being celibate is not to have sex. Because the reason why I don't want to have sex with the people around here, one thing, that was another thing, even like the, matter of fact, that like they sent a thing to a letter to the psychiatrist trying to, like they've adopted, like they went to school 8 years. They can't comprehend, their social worker is not a doctor, okay? I've never ever went to a social worker for her and they help me. Usually they sit there and they're waiting for me to tell them what I want to do. I'm like, I came here to tell you, for you to help me get out of a situation, to give me information on what to do. I've always been judged by like some propaganda image that I probably missed for not watching TV for 30 years. But because of the people here that got whooped, they're so violent. Their idea of, I'm not gonna, what I'm saying? It's okay to whoop your kids here because the kids don't have any rights. But, then they play the game as adults where where the guy beats you and then you call, get a restraint. Anyway, this fool got a restraining order. Don't live here, right? I have to go to court because this fool got a restraining order on my property. So anyway, the next time he comes around my property, I was going to shoot the motherfucker, but, a couple of neighbors got excited. Well, one. So I called the police and told them to come get it. So I guess they came and got him. He doesn't live on my property. Okay? He don't live over here. His thing, and they film me going up and down the sidewalk. Even that policeman had I guess, I don't know what, I couldn't comprehend because he doesn't I noticed, like I said, I was checking out, I noticed that because of being ashamed of our hair and our skin color, and I love my nose. This is that probably, this is brought down from my ancestors, very Asian. But anyway, ancestors, and that's who I am. I'm a multiple of my ancestors, right? I am me, myself, and I. So anyway, police, if you think that I think like whatever the fuck you were saying, I know you think you this. Well, I got news for you. You don't even know who the fuck you are. With that nasty hair extension you got on. Washing your hair once a month, that's another thing. Black hair has to stay clean. It loves to stay clean. I wash it every 3 days with soap. And then I use conditioner and then all the ends. Don't all the roots. Anyway, so I saw this video and they're making fun, right? So basically, the people are very violent, very hostile. People that was brought up and to get hit. They're like you can't ask them to do stuff really. Because when they were young, when they were asked to do something, they didn't do it quick enough. They got whooped. So you ask somebody, they do something, you can't date them. And plus, the other thing what the doctor told me from Social Security is that they have a bad STDs. They have a high thing of AIDS. They have and the thing here is like the same thing with they just passed that out like candy. They was raping the little kids that was in juvenile, the little boys, beating the hell out of them, raping. These little boys come out of jail, ain't never gonna work again. Then they really think they're I don't know. They come out of jail and here you said you have to be ashamed of who you are. So if they're gay, they're ashamed to be gay and be on the down low. And I'm sorry if anybody's out there who's gay. One person I can't stand is on the down low trying to holler at me so he could act like he's straight and then he want to bring you around one of his little friends, or like, well, I'm walking by their house and sit down. And, they offer a beer. Anyway, his little friend, obviously, they in love. So if you in love, right, and y'all Christian and y'all that, what difference do it love? You're supposed to love everybody. Oh no, but you can't love him because they two guys and they two girls. But you're gonna think that because I'm not gonna have sex with your nasty ass that's really want to have sex with that guy. I don't got respect for that shit. I don't got nothing against gay, but I got something against a gay motherfucker trying to use me for a fucking toy so everybody think he's straight. I'm gonna tell everybody in God, this guy likes guys, and I'm not having sex with him. I see them, they come out of jail, right? And they come out of jail, they don't have anything. The guys, if you're going to be a gangster, they ended up with the worst because, like, they think they got to have sex every 20 minutes. They got to have 2 girlfriends. Wait, they come out, right? They already done lost their humanity. I mean, that's the first thing. That's how they rehabilitate them, is that they, and I know that the black people are emulating what the white people do because they told me that when I first came here, they don't say that stupid shit because I think somebody once said it on national TV, and I mean, like some of the stuff that you say here, if you put them in any place else and they say that, and they sound like it just anyway they would say they were hitting the kids because the white man used to hit them. I got news for you. When they came up here, they didn't have penicillin. And the white man didn't know shit. He just came out of a motherfucking jail. He had been 2 or 3 generations. They put the whole family in jail, in those places. And they were multiplying in jail. And there was a lack of food because the food and all that belonged to the queen. So there were stories that I heard from people that came from Europe that, was grandparents in that situation. And I guess stories don't get passed along. They was eating babies because you didn't get a chance to know them, and you know what I'm saying. And the church made it a taboo. You can't have men running around wanting to see titties and going to sex arcades unless there's a taboo. And you're not gonna have a lot of sexual transmitted diseases if the guys would go to the doctor at an early age. You have to understand it's men's sperm that penetrates. Like wants to penetrate like the woman's egg. If the guy runs around with 1 or 2 women, say he has a foreskin, and say that other woman has some other sperm in there, and his sperm might be aggressive, attack that other sperm like it would attack an egg. You end up having an infection, a mutation of a virus of some type of, Anyway, it's not good because it'd be like it can fester up like when you pop the top of a pimple and that white stuff comes out. That's your white blood cells when they lost the battle. It could have something like that up in there, festing up, balling up. Because the vagina is a nice warm place where, and like nice warm wet places where molds and bacteria and other stuff. So women like, oh yeah, and when I go to get food, like on Sunday when my food stamps they come in on a Sunday, if I go, I like cucumbers. I love cucumber salad. Sometimes I make a cucumber, I put them on my sandwich. I find them refreshing, and I find them something I don't have to cook in 100-degree weather in summertime. I like cucumbers. I like pickles. I love pickles. All parts, like any, but I do not use my food as a sexual aid. I use my food to nourish my body, to get nutrition, so I can function. And anyway, this lady was following me. She's going on about the cucumber. Her and her friend are, she goes, what you gonna do with that cucumber? I'm like, I'm gonna make cucumber salad. She goes, cucumber salad? I make cucumber salad. I said, well, my sister likes cucumber sandwiches. Oh, I've heard it. She's heard of cucumber sandwiches. Like, thank God I could get away from her. Well, anyway, so now, so the police making this joke with this video. Okay. And okay, so they killed my dog. They tried the Bronx thing, right? They stole they still continuously. It's funny, they're like, oh, you don't have this one person, you don't have any earrings. Asked me 11 times why I don't have any jewelry on. And Why I gotta have jewelry on? I'm just walking around. I mean, like in my mind, I'm thinking if you know, you got a paycheck. Nobody over here works, right? If you're this excited about some fucking jewelry, you know, for some reason, and the other people, and she's like, well, she got a heritage, so she thinks she's all gorgeous and everything. But I got news for you. A lot of it, you know, like yeah, like I see a lot of girls like sort of like cover up most of their face and like oh I look better. Let me tell you something. If your face is challenged, if you already have features that people don't find attractive, I don't care what you do with your hair. You know, um, if you know, if and then the body, girls. But anyway, you know, you could have all the pretty hair on the face, but if you're ugly, you know, I would try to play up on something better looking on my features also, you know, and like not makeup that causes you when I don't know. But you know, but you don't worry, girl. You bald headed, whatever, unconscious, inflatable doll, or grapefruit. You know, guys don't care who they have sex with. You know what I'm saying? Don't fool yourself. Like here's a competition. You know what I'm saying? It's a competition. I'm supposed to run after this guy with his little package of HIV and syphilis and gonorrhea. You know, they come out of jail here. They got tuberculosis, HIV. They come in the community, right? And the guys come in the community, and these guys never been on the workforce. While they're in jail, they learn how to beat up people that you know that are that you restrain. You know, so they come out. You know, that's the fool that comes out. Now they learn how to be a rapist. You know, you know what I mean? Like if you ever hear about somebody, well, they picked up somebody, duct taped them, and restrained them. Basically, they were mentored by the police. You know, because once the police have you in restraint, that's when they do the worst beating and everything. And you know, and these kids are at impressionable age. You might not think you're teaching that, but if all you're doing is beating them and raping these little boys and girls, you know, that is what you are teaching them. You know, it's you know, so you can look at everybody else and have your, you know, what I'm saying they learn the violence from the parents at home. They learn to be all about sex from the parents at home. You know, and then if you're gonna tell me you're a parent you don't have sex, because I've seen a lot of these parents. Yeah, that you know, they leave a kid with anybody. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna leave with me. You know, because I already told them they ain't gonna leave with me. And plus, because I'm not gonna hit them, I'm not gonna chastise them, and I'm not gonna bully them. You know, I've been a child. I know what children like. You know, they don't like pay. I never did like pay. You know, but anyway, like in my case, I love to get information. I love to learn. I love to sew. I love to embroider. You know, I could by 9 years old, I could sew, embroider, knit, do all that. By 9 year old, you know what these kids can do? They can tell you all about who their daddy and mom was having sex with, who their other brother and sister is. But anyway, these guys come out of prison, and half of them really prefer men because once they, you know, the butt is a little tighter than the vagina. In a lot of cases, a lot tighter. So you know so they're hooked, right? Because it's all about their self gratification anyway. So and then like with another guy, they could actually have a real relationship because they could be on an equal ground. Where like with the woman, they got some illusion. But anyway, right? So the cops here are just anyway. Our neighborhood's devastated. Everybody's they come out anyway. So when they come out of jail, right? The guy was telling me that the guy actually lives with a girl, and I know all of them. So they come out, they get with a woman. They get with a woman usually that's in her 20s, right, and has like a child, you know, anywhere. They usually have two or three children. What they get with, and so the woman just moves him right in, moves this man right in. You know, when he doesn't have a job, he doesn't do anything. He's dependent on her, man. The only way he's gonna bring in money is to prosecute her out and to sell drugs. And so anyway, what they end up doing is she leaves him with the babysitter, you know, and she'll louses and beat him, and you know he can do anything he wants. They like the little, you know. Anyway, they'll sexually abuse the child, and they came by it and they learned how to be. They learned all about how to be sneaky and conniving sexual abuse from jail. Where anyway, these the guys who was telling me they got sexually, they got fucked while they was in jail. They came out and their buddy, they still hang out with their buddy. They still, boys and everything. Both of them living with some other lady that has, one of them, right, the jailer, right, he ain't never really wanted no woman any fucking way. But anyway, so he all cute and all that. She got a jailer pregnant. He moved in with the jailer, and, still with his boy moved in with, some girl that, because he was so fine, moved him in. And I think he ended up getting with her oldest son, moving out. Anyway, so police department. I know it's hilarious when you cause people to lose their job, lose their income, and by going to jail. I know it's hilarious that this neighborhood that was such a wonderful, thriving neighborhood now, because of the school system, has pumped out nobody. There's nothing manufactured around here. Everything is exported or imported here to go on to appointed places. All imported from Japan and India. This used to be the cotton capital of the world. Niggas got, our family in Bahia had to form, even though we was black, we made a lot of money, okay? And they put a black children, my aunts, my relatives, to black colleges. They had doctors and lawyers and all this, And then, like, I remember in the 60s, it was like, well, this is our first black person going to this college. Well, anyway, what you're doing, if you're making a fun and you're spinning your wheels and you're going to label everybody like the white man labeled you, don't say nothing if your kids' schools are not being. Oh, this is the funny thing about it. While they're running around, getting all this overtime, they don't think that the money they get for each of them to get their pay comes from our property taxes, right? So it is a set amount of money based on how many people own property and paying into it, right? But in their mind, like when I was a teacher, I'm a teacher 24 hours. But I only work the hours that, I'm there. The other hours, they just see me on the street, I'm the teacher. And so like they represent the police, like, so I represent teaching, 24 hours. So I'm sure exactly what they was told, like they do in every job, you represent this job 24 hours. So they think, I could get paid 24 hours. So they're doing all this overtime, not thinking about the consequences, not thinking of about because I'm celibate, I'm not having sex with these guys, I must be having sex with females. No, celibate means you don't have sex with males or females. The females here raise the males to be nasty, and I find the females. I personally have friends here and relatives here that had died of AIDS, and the thing is, they're very, very religious, very Christian, digging and all this, whatever, all in the church the whole life. They gave it to everybody because they couldn't do the stigma. If they had warned somebody or told somebody, how they would get labeled, you know what I'm saying? And there's such anyway, but the thing is like, if you are a person of color and you are hurting your child by hitting it, if you're not giving this child information, if our communities are starting to look, this would be Detroit. With the police department and the mentality that you have, because those citizens was heavily dependent on the police department. If it wasn't for the unions, the police department, and the school system failing them, and of course the number uno thing is the parent, because everybody knows the golden rule, do on others as you expect them to do on you. So anyway, the Memphis Police Department is housing, the majority. Anyway, the police departments really do need to have retraining. They should be serving the community in a positive, uplifting way, rather. Not in a way where they're pumping out little pedophiles, little people that are never going to able to get a job again. That have they come out of their jails and prisons with HIV, tuberculosis, and other diseases that can truly be avoided. But because of the hostile and the evil, and I think the police think that if I beat my kids, if I beat the community, if I do all this oppressive stuff like the white man did, that we will eventually just be a big old a wasteland of ignorance and races. Well, actually, that's what we are here now. But anyway, um, the policing need to be changed. First of all, they learn you need if you're going to stop and frisk somebody, it ain't all about you getting your fucking jollies. And just because you was brought up to be ashamed of who the hell you are, the women in New York can walk down the street without the motherfucking shirt in the first place. So first of all, I'm not ashamed to be a woman. I'm not ashamed to be black. And I sure the fuck ain't ashamed of my versatile hair. And furthermore, you must have, and the people that you arrested, I would have arrested just two motherfuckers. The U.S. Marshals will bring this shit in here, and never mind, I won't even go there. But the motherfuckers that bring it in here, and the policeman sucking jelly out their ass. So anyway, our neighborhood, everybody graduates from high school, they go to jail. They go from the mama house to the jailhouse. If they're not going there, they're going to be working in the police department, or they're going to be working in the health industry. They're the ones, the first one you see. The nurse that wipes ass and cleans the floor and everything. The lowest rank is the one you have to see first. We should want more for our kids. If the schools are not giving your kids the education that they're gonna need when they graduate from high school to get a job, I know I did, and everybody else went to college. We was working while we was in college, but things are changed. You're not the Republicans. They done got rid of a lot of the Pell Grants. It's all about all this money now is getting pumped out. Our dollar bill is all based on oil, right? A federal exchange is not owned by the United States government. It's not backed by gold anymore. It's backed by oil, right? All our money, right? If you're buying stuff, are you buying all that designer stuff? I mean, come on now, you're really stupid there. But anyway, but spend your money. It's all going to all the manufacturing, the cotton industry, like that our fellow made so much money off of, is in India. All right, the factories are in India. They're in China. All that money that you're spending on with your fake hair, your Leon plants on nails, and some of that ridiculous clothing that Yeah, you're right. I'm not gonna be dressing like y'all. I'm not gonna have a wedgie up my butt. I'm not gonna wear. You can't walk 12 miles a day like I do in stilettos. You just can't. And why, you know what I'm saying? And if you do wear stilettos, lady, don't get them from Payless. I can tell. It's trifling, you know. And if you do get the hair extension, don't have the kitchen all crazy back there if you're trying to look good. Don't have that dookie look. Anyway, all I want to say is, parents, we can change this around. Even if you was in the police department and you went through their training where they retard your growth, and don't get it mixed up with anything but a clinical retard, where you start off knowing a certain amount of information, and then intentionally they give you misinformation, misguide you with a bunch of propaganda. And us black folks have bought into the propaganda, the white man's propaganda. We at the white man's church praying to his white God. I hear these people praying, talking about, oh, I can't wait till I meet Jesus. I'm like, well, just go fucking shoot yourself in the head and leave me the fuck alone about it. You know, if it's such a better motherfucking world than what we got here. Because we don't need to change it because you're going to die and go someplace else. So don't change it here. Don't make it right here. Don't make your child a happy, healthy, prosperous child. Beat the fuck out of him because the white man told you. And you know what? The city looks like shit. So keep doing it.